But first, we're talking vote-winning technology. Social media networks, campaign emails, blogs, even smartphone applications. Never before has it been so easy for the electorate to engage with a presidential candidate. Now, social media really took center stage in the 2008 presidential elections in the US, and in 2012, the Republican candidates are trying to duplicate what Obama managed to do 4 years earlier. Well, here to tell us more about it is our resident tech expert, Erik Olander. Erik, just how much of a game changer was the web in 2008?
Well, it even goes back a little bit before 2008 to the 2004 campaign with Joe Trippi, who was the campaign manager for Howard Dean. And he really managed to use the web to raise a lot of money and to get the Howard Dean message out. Now, Obama in 2008 then took that and really just exploded it. And he used Facebook and he used Twitter to great effect. Now, remember, 2004, YouTube wasn't even around. So this has been really in parallel with the development of the web technologies that have grown over the past 10 years. And today, it really is a game changer for certain segments of the electorate. We can talk about that a little bit later.
Now, they're pumping a lot of money into their online campaigning. Is it becoming as important or more important than television?
No, it's not becoming more important than television, and simply because the people who vote in the United States tend to be older, and those are not the same kinds of people who are on social networks. Also, the dollar values for the TV campaigns are huge. I mean, this is what's going to push these campaigns into the billion-dollar campaigns, the most expensive election campaigns in history. It will be the TV spend. Now, that being said, the dollars spent on social media are skyrocketing. From 2010, the midterm elections, to today, the increase in spending on social media has gone up by 100%. Now, the dollar value is still relatively small, but the trend is growing towards social media.
But it's not just a friendly tool, is it? It can be the worst enemy of a candidate, can't it, the internet?
Well, listen, as we've seen in the Arab Spring and as we've seen in Russia, the unblinking eye of the cell phone can kill a candidacy. And so what happens is that all these events now that the candidates are going, there are cameras everywhere, whether it's individuals with their cell phones, whether it's opposition candidates who are also filming them, and every pick of the nose, every awkward hot dog being eaten, everything is being recorded and put up onto YouTube. And that can really hurt a candidate. Also, really not understanding the medium. Rick Perry, the candidate from Texas, who published a video that was criticizing the church and the moral values and whatnot, and he put this video up, and it was the most disliked video on YouTube for a long time. Now, at this point, that may not hurt Perry, in part because the people who disliked it on YouTube may not be the same people voting for him. So it's very, very hard to tell whether it hurts or it helps, but it's an invaluable resource now, and it's part of the permanent election campaign now.
Now, Barack Obama's got 24 million friends on Facebook, but it's not just the numbers game, is it? He's got to have some quality in his group of friends, hasn't he?
Well, you see with Ron Paul, the libertarian candidate, who's a libertarian-like candidate, he has a much smaller base than, say, Obama, but it's a very, very engaged base. And that's the key word here, engagement. So having 24 million fans doesn't necessarily mean all 24 million of those are going to help you in your campaign. So it's really not necessarily the quantity, but it's the quality. And at the same time, these campaigns are using their bases on the online networks to be able to mine data about what the campaigns are doing, about what messages are working to raise money. You can raise a lot of money from a small online population if that population is engaged, as we've seen with Ron Paul.
All right, so a very high-tech campaign coming up ahead of us in the race to the White House. Erik Olander, thank you very much indeed. We'll stay with us.